So the state sounded alarms over arsenic in candy, but the candy makers say the state is needlessly scaring consumers.
So tonight, our chief investigator Craig Patrick digs into the state's test results.
The DeSantis administration claims some popular candies have shocking levels of arsenic.
I was really shocked by the levels of arsenic in common candies.
Florida Surgeon General and Secretary of Health Dr. Joseph Ladapo tied it to cancer.
And it's shocking to imagine, but it takes very little arsenic consumed on a regular basis to increase your likelihood of cancer.
First Lady Casey DeSantis raised concerns on national TV.
If you eat more than 6 of the little Jolly Ranchers over the course of a year, that is exceeding the allowable threshold of arsenic in a year for children.
And the state's published test results may look shocking, especially when you see the safe annual consumption limit for kids. No more than 6 Jolly Ranchers, 4 pieces of strawberry Twizzlers, and less than 2.5 pieces of a Kit Kat, 3 Musketeers, or Snickers bar in the course of a year. But for context, consider this.
The FDA does not have a strict action limit for arsenic in candy, does it?
No.
Dr. Marie Bourgeois is a toxicologist and USF chemistry professor.
The safe consumption limit per year is something that we don't actually calculate for anything.
Dr. Ladapo said the state came up with these annual limits by being highly conservative and by basing them on unspecified models and assumptions.
So we've used for the purpose of this, the strictest levels, the strictest inputs, the strictest standards. So that's how we've come up with this.
Also, there are 2 forms of arsenic. According to the American Cancer Society, inorganic arsenic tends to be more toxic and linked to cancer, while organic arsenic tends to be much less toxic and not thought to be linked to cancer. The state's published results do not indicate which form of arsenic or combination of it they found. But a Florida Department of Health representative told the Daytona Beach News Journal they used EPA method 6010D. That method tests for total arsenic. It does not differentiate between the two.
Clearly this stuff is high in arsenic, and as a parent, you probably want to avoid doing that to your kids.
Now let's take a closer look at the state's safe consumption limits. Tootsie Roll tested at 380 parts per billion. Tootsie Fruit Chew Lime tested at 570. Yet the state limits a child to exactly 8 pieces of the same weight for both. Nerds Strawberry tested at 450. Nerds Grape tested at 380. And again, the state limits a child to exactly 96 small pieces of equal weight for both.
A typical smaller box can contain about 2,000. If you get one of those big boxes that you get like a movie theater, that's about 8,000 nerds.
Jolly Rancher Sour Apple tested at 540. Jolly Rancher Strawberry tested at 320. Again, for both flavors, the state limits a child to exactly 6 pieces of the same weight. If the state's limit for 6 pieces of strawberry is right, then its recommendation for sour apple appears to be too much. And if its limit for sour apple is right, why would it cap the strawberry flavor at the same 6 pieces?
Yeah, another problem is that they're differentiating between child and adult rather than simply standardizing to weight.
There is also a big difference between the state's results and FDA testing of candy a few years ago. The FDA research shows that arsenic levels in candy do not generally exceed 15 parts per billion, while the state detected arsenic at levels in the hundreds in a majority of the products it tested. For reference, the FDA analyzed the candy using a food-based method. And remember, the state reportedly used that EPA method 6010D. That's a method generally used for testing soil and groundwater.
If they're using something for soil when they should be using something for food, then you're not getting the right answer.
And the Surgeon General and I have said multiple times, we're just getting warmed up.
On that point, the DeSantis administration also tested and released its results on sandwich bread and infant formula. And we've investigated those results. You'll find our full series on fox13news.com. Craig Patrick, Fox 13 News.